when you have a game where you have over 600 total yards of offense, your starters were not in the game late in the game. I guess it's hard to find complaints, even though there's always things you can get better at.
Well, there were. We did a lot of things good. We executed well early. We looked like we didn't know what a football looked like a few series there in the third quarter. A lot of that was credit to them. They had decided to they were going to load it up. They were going to bring everybody, which we knew that was probably going to happen. But at the same sense, we did a lot of good things, but there were some things in that third quarter we could have done a little bit better. So there was plenty of coaching still to be done. These guys have worked extremely hard this past week. We knew it was going to be a very difficult week. This was a game that really kind of concerned me. Of course, every game concerns me, but this one really concerned me because of everything they did defensively. And as much pressure as they would bring, we knew that Taj was going to have to get us into some right situations according to how they lined up, and he did that. Taj did a really good job of that, and we knew we were going to have to hit on some shots. We were going to take some shots, and we needed to hit on them. They needed to stick, and they did that. We kind of thought that third quarter we'd come out and try to run the football a little bit. Had to do it over again. I came out and I'd have thrown it deep every play, in that third quarter, early on in that third quarter, but I was very pleased with the way our guys played. I felt like that we left 2 more touchdowns, a minimum of 2 more touchdowns out there in that first quarter or first half. Very easily should have had 49 at halftime. Disappointing on that last drive right before half where we went 4 on 4 down and didn't make it. That was some things we got to get better at. We had we were there and we on one of them on the third down call, and we just slipped off a block and the guy hit us in the backfield. But again, overall, we're getting better. We're better than we were a week ago, and that was always a plus to see. And we need to be better this week than we were last week.
Any more clarity at right tackle?
Well, Giff came back. Giff was back, and Giff got some playing time and showed that he's definitely competing and trying to get back to the Giff that we saw last year. But as it stands right now, no. Shaq is the guy. He's still the guy in there and providing and doing a good job. He got better this week, and it was good to see. So, but we do have some good competition going on right there.
Coach, over the course of your career, and I realize for coaches it's easy to look at that next and go, that's the next game. What do you talk to your players about, just trying to keep their focus on Boston College and not look ahead to what's looming on?
Well, they don't have to look very far, but maybe 2 or 3 clips into some video to find out this is a good football team. I mean, this is a team that's they got a brand new coach. They're getting better every week. They're very physical. They're going to bring a lot of pressure, much like Syracuse did. We've got to be ready. We've got to be sound in how we protect, and we've got to be able to execute our system. And we've said it from day one, and we'll say it again. It's they're going to come in here. We're going to get their absolute best, and that's what we expect. But we got to worry about the Clemson Tigers, and we got to get better today. We got to go out and we got to have a great week of work, and be ready, because this is going to be a very challenging ball game, be a physical football game for our guys. Always has been since I've been here for 2 years playing these guys. It's been a physical game.
Chad, will you talk to your guys at all about, since Florida State's next game is here, there might be some buzz coming out of Tallahassee, maybe some of their words this week. Tell your guys, hey, listen, let's not pay attention to that. We'll worry about that.
Well, I mean, our number one focus is the only thing we can control, and that's Boston College. And I can promise you we did enough wrong that we're going to hold these guys' feet to the fire over this past game to get cleared up and get ready to go for a very physical Boston College football team. And, I mean, these guys, like I said, they're going to watch video, and, they'll be their guys are coached too, and it's I mean, they're not, just because they're coming here, they're not going to just roll over for us. I mean, this is going to be a tough football game, I'm telling you. And our guys are going to be ready. And then, and that's the one thing we can't control is what we do today.
The running game had its moments against Georgia and NC State.
Mm-hmm.
Has it been consistent enough early in games for your liking?
Well, I knew last week we were not, effective. It was going to be pretty tough sledding running the football last week with everything they did and the pressure they brought inside the middle, and we knew we were going to have to win on the outside. I thought as the game went, our running game got better. I was hoping that we could establish a little bit more of a running game in that third quarter, especially the early part of the third quarter, and we couldn't. A lot of that had to do with they were doing a lot of games in the middle, and they were going to force us. Said, look, if you're going to continue to move the football, you're going to have to continue to throw the football. And so I think when Taj hit the big ball down the sideline to Sammy, I mean that was kind of the one that it was like, okay, if this is what we're going to do, we're going to do it, and here we go. And it was we hit on it, but. It's been consistent. I think Zach Brooks continues to run the football extremely hard. Hot Rod showed his moments the other night and looked good. Obviously can get better. I'd much rather be, rushing the ball for well over 200 yards a game. But, again, last week that's a little different circumstance in how you prepare. And these guys this week while they may not bring 7, 8 guys like last week, they're still going to pressure you and bring some different pressures from their odd packages and their 4 downs.
Is Zach working his way into maybe some more carries? I mean, go back and look at it. He ran hard.
Yeah.
Especially after the tackle.
Yeah, I think so. I think Zach is definitely working his way into it and provides a good pass protection. He's becoming a very well-rounded back. There's no question about that. And I think he and Hot Rod provide a very good 1-2 punch right in there right now. With DJ and then CJ behind him.
The offensive line, would you like to have a starting 5 that you're set on here
Yeah.
soon? Or how do you approach that?
Yeah, no, I would like to have 5 guys that these are the 5 that we're ready to run with and go with, but yet you still like to have some competition behind them, and we have that, and I think we're slowly getting into something, but we'll see. I mean, it's it's just the way it is right now. Shaq actually played well this past week, or played better, and so we'll see.
How ready is Kalen to be
Yeah.
a guy, not just kind of a split?
Well, he's playing extremely well right now. He's playing probably as consistent and as well as any offensive lineman we've got right now. Very intelligent, and so obviously his playing time is dramatically increasing. So yeah, he's a guy that's pushing. Obviously, getting David Beasley back healthy, that's going to help. But Kalon's still he's a guy that's not going to just roll over and give it up. With that, I mean, he's going to be ready to roll and work hard to get to where he's at today. I mean, he's just not going to just give up his starting job.
Taj was stopped a few times in short yardage, which has not been characteristic
Right.
of how good he's been in the category. What has made him?
Well, yeah, I think Taj obviously has run the ball really effective for us. We try not to run him as much as we want to run him, at times, but he does a good job pulling the ball down and running and moving the chains. But the biggest thing I could say with Taj right now is, I mean, just his confidence level. I mean, he wants the ball in his hands, and they got us the other night on a 3rd and short, I believe. And that was more Taj than anybody, because if he had went out the front side instead of the back side of it, it would have hit. But again, they're gonna get a few of those also. But it was good to see. But Taj has definitely been effective running the football for us this year, as well as last year.
You talk about Taj, it seems like even as his profile nationally may get higher, he doesn't seem to show it a lot. It doesn't seem like it affects him all that much.
Well, Taj is, he's just a guy that's, he's a pleasure to be around. He's a great guy to coach. He spent and has spent an incredible amount of time in the film room this year preparing, and which has been good to see. And he was as much time as he's put in. I mean, he's just seeing the benefits of that. But no, Taj Boyd will be Taj Boyd. It doesn't matter the accolades and the records he breaks. I mean, he's still going to be the same guy, and that's what everybody likes about him. I mean, he's not only the face of this program, the university, but this is a guy that. People want their sons to grow up to be like Taj Boyd, and not just a football player, but just the person that he is. And doesn't mean he doesn't have his faults, and doesn't mean he doesn't make mistakes on the field or whatever it may be. He's a guy that's passionate about what he does. He loves what he does. He loves this university, and he's done a great job to this point. Expect him to keep getting better. There's still things he's got to work on now.
You mentioned this game concerned you. How important is it as a coach to have a quarterback on the road, when you're on the road, who's seen so much over his career, and a quarterback who's a veteran guy who doesn't make a lot of mistakes? How big is that?
Yeah, I mean, with what we were going into this past week, with the pressure that they were going to put on him and try to rattle him, to have a veteran guy in there to be able to stand in the pocket. I mean, we all saw Adam Humphries going down the field, going, everybody can hit that. That's a hard pass to make. When a guy's running that wide open, that's a hard pass to hit. I mean, you can ask quarterbacks all over. Do you lead him? Do you underthrow him? What do you do? But for Taj to step in the pocket and hit on some of these throws that he's made, the one to Stanton Seconder on our sidelines was as good a throw probably as he's made in a long time, and stand in the pocket and do it with pressure in his face. But to have a veteran like that, it's those things you can't measure. I mean, it's valuable.
Sorry.
Hmm?
This is awareness and confidence in the pocket on Saturday as good as it's been in a while, or was that?
I thought it's getting better. I thought there was a couple of times that he kind of rushed himself a little bit. But I do think that that he's getting better in that regard. His footwork's getting better. His mechanics are looking better. His base on his throwing, all the coach lingo talk that you hear. But he's still got things he's working on, and we're working on hard to get him to continue just a slow, gradual climb to get better every week.
Is that the toughest thing to simulate during practice? Just drills to where you're doing something to make it seem like he's got stuff coming at him.
Well, we try to spend 15 to 20 minutes a day on just his footwork, or all our quarterbacks' footwork, and to try to make it game-like, and to where he actually sees those situations on the field, and then you take them into your team settings and try to simulate them even more in a true 11-on-11 drill. But he's a guy that's really conscientious of his footwork right now, and has been.
Chad, is Boston College doing anything defensively different under Coach Adazio and his new coaches than they were the past couple of years?
Yeah, they're doing a lot different. They're playing. They're disguising their coverages very well. They're bringing a lot of pressure. They're giving you different looks and moving, kind of cover up some of their tips on where they're bringing their pressures from and how they're doing it. But they're doing a really good job, and they're very sound in the way they're trying to attack you. So yeah, they're playing well right now.
Where's the Isaiah battle right now through 5 games? Just your evaluation of him.
Still a long way to go, and just got to continue to keep pushing forward right now. It's just not there just yet.
Is the work ethic and effort there in practice 4 days a week?
Yeah, just consistency. I guess the biggest thing would be consistency, overall consistency, and that would be the biggest thing. A lot of talent, everything we all know, but just consistency and learning the game and being consistent in his work ethic, and being consistent in being the same guy every day, and working hard to be that guy. And so, but that would be.
On the 91-yarder, Sammy said he ran as fast as he has through here. What gear have we been watching for the past 2 years?
I don't know, but it wasn't that one. It wasn't that one. I mean, he hit another gear about the 25-yard line, 30-yard line, and it was. I hadn't seen that gear in a while. So, but yeah, he definitely hit another notch on it, but I think I don't know if he just didn't think Taj was could throw it that far or what, but he did. But it was good to see those connect on that play. It was a much needed play in that point in time of the game.
It seems like Sammy. It seems like that play, as you mentioned, was kind of steadied you guys a little bit, got you guys back on track. Is that the influence that a player like Sammy can have, combined with somebody as talented as Taj?
Well, Sammy was out for about 3 series right before that, and we finally got to the point where hey, look, we need to get you in here. We need to do something here, and so yeah, I think that was, you saw those two guys get in there. They've got a good connection right now, and that's good to see.
How often will that set of downs and at the end of the first half where you guys didn't convert the touchdown? How often will you bring that up this week?
Oh yeah, no, we'll bring it up. We'll talk about it and go through it, and but it was more so, there was a couple other little situations we could have done different, but I think more than anything, with our ability to just go ahead and put that final touchdown in there right before half, what it would have done, just the whole complexity of the start of the third quarter. I mean, it could have changed the whole thing. And we had our opportunity to do that, and we didn't do it. But yeah, we'll definitely work on that, and I can do a better job as a play caller down there too. It ain't just on them. So, but now blocking and not hitting the guy in front of you, that's we got him in a good spot right there. You got to make that block. But a couple of those others, the 4th down call probably could have went to another play that I had that I probably liked a little better, but that happens. I mean, it's part of it. That won't be the only bad call I'll make the rest of the year. Hope it is.
I'm sorry, what was said last week of the dome, for teams that don't play in the dome all the time. Any issues from your players? And I asked because a couple of DBs last year after the Auburn game said they had problems picking up the ball in the dome. Just, was there any issues, any concerns at all about that going into the game?
No, and we didn't have any, not with the receiver from our receivers or quarterbacks or. We got there on Friday, walked through it, had a chance to kind of go in and visualize it and see it, but I didn't see if there was any. I mean, but anybody? That's it.